So I've heard that apparently the latest patches for Fallout 76 are actually adding new content, maybe even making the game enjoyable. Good on you, Bethesda. But it's too late. I really am tired of this concept of accepting a broken pile of crap at release and enduring months of mediocrity before decency comes along. The gaming industry is one of the only fields where it's become acceptable to release poor products at launch and then just touch up on them later. Not only has Bethesda decided to join this trend with their live service Fallout 76, but they've also betrayed what they are simply by releasing this game. This coming from a huge fan of them before. I was a major fan of Bethesda for a long time. I say was because as of now I am officially an ex-fan whose trust needs to be regained. I say this because Elder Scrolls 6 and Starfield will not be getting pre-orders from me. Forget that, they aren't even getting day one purchases. I'm waiting until substantial reviews hit the internet. Why? Because as I said, I don't trust them right now. And you know what? It's not just the endless shit show that's been Fallout 76. It started before that. It actually started with Fallout 4, the first game by Bethesda where I felt no inclination to replay it after I beat it for the first time. In the past, Bethesda games were flawed, but still incredibly creative and enjoyable. Morrowind? Great game. Oblivion? Great game. Skyrim? Great game. Even Fallout 3 is a great game in my opinion. It's only fun to shit on that game now because of Fallout New Vegas. I for one enjoy both of those games. Then Fallout 4 came out. And it wasn't the creaky engine, or the bugs, or the outdated visuals that hurt the game the most for me. It was the lack of actual role-playing. Fallout 4 felt like a trend follower, focusing on being a shooter and a base builder more than an RPG with even an illusion of freedom. Dialogue choices and in-game decisions amounted to nothing, leaving little purpose to replaying the game because every single character felt the same. This was the first warning sign, but it wasn't the last. Do you remember when Bethesda made a big showcase about Save Player 1? They had this entire angle dedicated to mocking companies that were abandoning single-player experiences, pretty much implying that they were going to white knight and keep the single-player experience alive. What's the next title they released after that? An online multiplayer-only title. They made this big fiasco about how single-player games could still be made and deserve to be made, and then they jumped right on the online bandwagon. And yes, I know Elder Scrolls Online was already a thing, but it's incredibly hypocritical that you made a big deal about single player and then immediately make a game that isn't single player in any capacity. And guess what? Gamers were rightfully pissed at the lack of a solo campaign. And some people will try to defend Bethesda by saying that it was simply an experiment, a way to branch out. That's simply not the honest truth. Given how much merchandise Bethesda has tried to push with this game, it's obvious that they saw the craze of live service games with recurrent user spending and decided that they needed a piece of that trendy pie. And it's not the quality of Fallout 76 in itself that has made me lose respect for the company. It's how they've shown a complete disregard for their paying customers with issue after issue. From the nylon bag incident to the leaking of personal information, from patches that somehow break what was already fixed, to the audacity to sell a honestly shitty looking jacket for an insane amount. When was the last time a game company made so many bad decisions in such a short time frame? And where are the likes of Todd Howard and Pete Hines? These guys love the limelight when the prospects are good, but as soon as controversy hits the fan, they go MIA while others take the brunt of consumer wrath. Fallout 76 literally became a cash grab, as despite the endless disasters that kept popping up, Bethesda still kept trying to find ways to milk more and more money out of a dwindling fan base. Even if incoming patches end up improving the game, in my opinion, it's too late. I'm not one of those people that will buy a game that turns out to be crap and then stick with that crap with the idea that it'll eventually be good. There are plenty of games out there that don't need months and months of patching to make enjoyable after launch. They are good as soon as they are released. So yeah, Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6 are on probation for me, and they will be until launch. After the sheer amount of incompetence that Bethesda has shown with Fallout 76, I frankly don't trust them. I won't just buy the next game and hope they have learned something from this. The honest truth is that companies that pull stuff like this don't really learn from their mistakes, because in their eyes, they haven't made a mistake.